I'm just
recording
gonna
now.
theorize that Kepi's done nothing wrong.
I have opinions about Kepi. We'll get into that at some point.
I have opinions about Kepi's butthole, okay?
Yeah, I know. Hello and welcome to Kappa Connection, which is what I guess what we're calling this. The Sarazanmai podcast from the creators of Imagine Me and Utana. I am Panda, your host. I am here with my co-hosts, Gio and Yasha. Hello, guys.
Hello! Hi, how you doing?
I'm
What's
doing
up?
good. How are you guys?
Covered in cat and, steam cleaning chemicals.
Our butts are ready for this.
Oh
yeah.
boy, my butt's not ready for this, guys.
It better be, because I think that's all this show is going to be about.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready for this. I want this to be just crazy. I'm up for it.
Welcome,
I want to
listeners,
be cringing.
to the world's only Sarazanmai podcast. Sarazanmai is, of course, the new, upcoming, as of the recording of this episode, anime from Kunihiko Ikuhara, the director of Revolutionary Girl Utena and Yurikuma Arashi, and what is the full? Is Penguin Drum has...
Moaru. Yeah.
Moaru Penguin Drum.
Yeah, that one. And he also directed a bunch of Sailor Moon. And is that it? Has he done other things?
Yeah. He's done
Shell
some
Bullet.
other... Yeah, that's novels. He's
Yeah.
done some other nonsense, but that's his anime stuff. And, like, when you talk about his, like, body of work, they always narrow it down to Utena, Penguin Drum, and
YKA.
Yurikuma.
Yeah.
So... those are his big master works.
And not a single one of them has been, devoid of weird sex. So...
Yeah, they're all about sex.
I guess if you're listening to this and you're not familiar with any of us, the hosts, we should probably introduce ourselves since this is the pre-show. I am Panda. I do another podcast called Imagine Me and Utana, a Revolutionary Girl Utana podcast. And that's what sort of started this whole thing. My co-hosts are Gio and Yasha from the Revolutionary Girl Utana fan site Empty Movement.
where we sort of track things that Ikuhara does just so that we can cringe at them a lot of the time.
Yes. Our credentials are literally that we've dealt with Utena for 20 years. That's it. That's it. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, we had sort of, on Imagine Me and Utena, been doing Sarazanmai updates, and then I just decided that this would become its own spin-off podcast, so here we are.
Ta-da! I've been calling this a subcast because it's like
Subcast.
a subheading.
It's our spin-off podcast.
Yeah.
Lord help us.
So,
Sarazanmai.
We are Sarazanmai.
Yes, that. We are Milk Your Desire.
No!
Oh, let's not get into that
Look.
just yet. We still have to go through the cast list and everything.
Yes.
So yeah, basically this got announced last year during like a stream event for Revolutionary Girl Utena where they were like streaming it in a theater, and that's when he announced this show. And at that point all you really saw was that it was clearly, it had that Penguin Drum aesthetic. It's the same art director, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, we hadn't seen any characters or anything at this
No.
point. These teaser trailers were very bare minimum. Very
yeah.
cool
Mhm.
style.
But there's been like they've been really steady about dropping new content and building up to it. You know, they have the Twitter account and they have the radio program and they have all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've been basically just feeding us info in dribs and drabs, but
Yeah.
it's like a lot of info. Like
It's a lot of info for a 11 episode show,
Mm-hmm.
which I have thoughts about. But, you know,
Well, first of all,
but first,
let's go with it's airing April 11th, and we are releasing on April 11th, so
Yes.
we should be seeing it over here in a few days as fan subs. It is a late night anime because it deals with mature themes, and the theme is connection, and it has a sub-theme of desire.
Let's put a pin in
So-
that word connection. I have a question about that later as we get further into descriptions of this show. But I think it's important to note here at the top that this differs from a lot of Ikuhara's other projects, because this is the first time that he's going to be putting out a BL project. Usually his work focuses on sexuality between women, and this time it's going to be men, or maybe boys, because all the main characters are boys.
Way to get real uncomfortable.
They're
Thank you,
8th graders.
Ikuhara.
Yeah,
This is exactly
I mean,
what we love it. Yeah.
It kind of comes with the territory.
If this turns out to be like the BL version of Madoka, I'm here for it. It's just gonna be just awful.
You know,
and abusive.
I think it's gonna be bad, but not, like, explicitly bad.
Well,
Welcome to the podcast. This show will be shit.
I actually am kind of excited about this show.
Yes! Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to Ikuhara picking on someone his own size for once.
You mean his own gender
Yeah.
for once?
Or
But
whatever.
like when I say bad, I mean it's gonna be cringy. Like, you're gonna go, oh no, cover your eyes. But I don't think it's gonna be, like, explicitly cringy. You know what I mean?
People who have seen it say that the visuals are worse than in Yurikuma. And Yurikuma has, like, licking honey off of a lily that's positioned between a girl's legs. So,
Hey,
Yeah, no spoilers.
that's not a spoiler, because that's just production art that you've seen everywhere.
Nah, I mean, fair,
But
spoilers.
It's very unsubtle. So
Well,
if this
yeah,
is
we
worse,
also need to note that as of recording, people have seen how many episodes?
3.
People have seen
Three
the
got-
first 3 episodes. We have not. We will not be discussing a lot of the content of those episodes in this because we have not seen them. This is mostly just we're trying to cover production materials leading up to the series and things that have been put out prior to the release of episodes 1 through 3 in Japan.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is the hype. This is the hype train summary, basically.
Hell yeah. So let's get on with the...
We didn't want to dive in without going into stuff that had been released along the way because that's been part of the journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, let's get into the cast then, because
'Kay.
they've got a lot of, like, kind of big names.
Oh, real quick, this is going to be the first time that I've followed an anime before and during it airing on television,
Nice.
so that's going to be fun. Normally
Yeah.
I start following things after they've already begun.
we did that with Penguin Drum, and it's an adventure.
Yeah.
And this show's doing something very similar in that there's going to be like a musical side character kind of thing built into the show, because Penguin Drum does that. It has like this
Yeah,
band
the
in
opera.
show.
Mhm.
They make a lot of the music for everything,
Okay.
and that is what they're doing with this Sarah character. She's like a pop idol or something that hosts a
Our
morning
title
radio
character,
program, and that's what they're gonna see.
Sarazanmai.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's her last name
I don't
again?
remember
I
her
don't
last name,
remember.
but it's not Zanmai.
it's not.
No,
Zenmai.
it's not Zanmai, but it actually, like, calls back to Zanmai. We'll get
We'll
to
get
that.
there.
Let's
But-
do the cast
So
first.
for our cast, we have the 3 main characters. They're your kind of like classic assortment of fuckboys.
But let's
Yeah.
talk about the voice actors a little bit. Like I said, they got some big names in here.
Mm.
So first we have Ayumu Murase playing the main character, Kazuki Yasaka, and he's been in a lot of notable things, but he hasn't had a whole bunch of roles.
Mostly been
And I'll let you
minors.
do this.
Yeah, we were looking up what these voice actors had been in and other stuff, and I was noticing a lot of big name stuff that this guy had been in, but it was all like more bit parts, not like main characters, at least from the stuff that I recognized. I don't have any of them listed here, but like it honestly, like I started trying to just list at least things that I had heard of or watched, and the list became so long. It
You just had to stop.
Yeah, I just had to stop.
Yeah.
It was like sitting here and listing every single one of them would not have been a productive use of our
Anything to
time.
do.
But it was just, it was a lot.
But I'll let you do this next one because you were super excited about him.
Yes, Koki Uchiyama plays Toi Kuji. I don't know how to say names, so sorry about that.
That's fine.
But the only thing that I care about is that this guy was Roxas in Kingdom Hearts, and if you are a fan of Imagine Me and Utena or are in the Imagine Me and Utena Discord server, basically all we do is talk about Kingdom Hearts somehow, even though it's the server for my Utena podcast. That's just what happened, at least recently. I love Kingdom Hearts, and Roxas is my boy, and that made me very excited. One thing I want to say about these first two characters is, visually, they kind of remind me of Madoka and Hamura. Like, the main character guy looks like 100% generic main character boy, and then we have, like, 100% edgy best friend character boy.
They look a lot like the two brothers in Penguin Drum.
They do.
Very like
except
to
the personalities.
I literally have
personalities
never
are
seen any of the
reversed.
characters from Penguin Drum, so I don't know. That means nothing to me.
From my recollection and just looking at these characters, it's so explicit that it's got to be deliberate to some
they
extent.
do look like these guys.
They look very similar.
Yeah, the thing is, though, the personalities are reversed, because in Penguin Drum, the blue boy is the soft, wooby one, and the red boy is the, like, edgy one. Where here, we've got, like, the soft, kind of wooby one as the red guy, and the blue one is, like, all super edgy.
And then you have a third, this Enta Jinai character.
Shun Hori plays Enta Jinai. He's been in Fate Grand Order, and what? I don't even know anything about Fate, so like this weird slashy title thing confuses me.
The title I have listed is Fate / Grand Order Moonlight / Lost Room, which I don't know anything about Fate either, but since it was a series I had heard of, I put it there. This guy hadn't really been in anything else that I had heard of, but this is the character that I had heard, like, third hand somebody say they thought that this character might be trans. I don't know anything about that because, again, this was a rumor, but we wanted to at least give that, like, a passing mention. If anyone knows anything about that, get back to me. If that's, like, totally unsubstantiated, I mean, that's fine. I don't, that was something that somebody had said to me at one point. I don't even remember. It may have been, I don't want to credit that to anybody in case it ends up being wrong, but I'll tell you guys who it was after the show.
Okay.
Well, this Enta character, I think, has, like, a sibling, and the sibling is not clearly, like, you can't really tell their gender by looking at them, so there's been kind of this, like,
with the ponytail,
gender nonconformity,
maybe that's
question around that.
Yeah.
So.
Honestly, I've not
knows?
heard of any of this,
Yeah,
so I'm just like, eh?
None of that's
been
substantiated, but I think that might be a little projecting at this point.
If somebody from the audience has heard of this, send us a curious cat, hit us up on Twitter.
I don't know if we have a curious cat, but I need to make one.
Well, we do.
I need to at least make one for the Utena podcast, so if I do that, by the time this episode is out, just send your questions there, or send them to Empty Movement, or send them to Magic Cast, Confuse Amanda. It'll be fun.
This sounds great. This is a good plan.
This is just our weird incestuous circle of podcasts.
So those are your, like, main three, and
then we have Kepi.
I gotta do this guy. Junichi Suwabe.
How come you get to do Kepi? I'm gonna be the one that likes him.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
No?
By all means.
Okay, he was in Final Fantasy Advent Children, which is the shittest. Absolutely.
And he would sing, too.
Oh my god. It was.
I saw that movie and liked it when I was a kid, but I've also never played a single Final Fantasy game ever in my life. Everything I know about Final Fantasy comes from Kingdom Hearts.
That's sufficient. That's more than enough.
Yes.
You're fine.
Honestly, okay, that movie is really bad. I like it,
bad.
But it's really bad.
It's extremely bad.
It was very pretty to me when I was a child.
Oh yeah,
that's all I
got.
got.
It's pretty.
But it's a hot
pretty.
mess.
He's also been in Bleach. He played Grimjow in Bleach. He's been in Fate Stay Night as Archer/Emiya. He's been in Yuri on Ice as
Isn't Victor like the main character? Like, I don't
Victor's
know
the one with the silver hair.
The blonde, the blonde or silver hair. Okay.
And he was in Yurikuma Arashi as Life Sexy, so Ikuhara worked with him before.
This is actually, this actor is the one that co-hosts the radio show that Ikuhara's been doing every week.
Pre-Zanmai.
Pre-Zanmai.
Oh yeah, we definitely have to talk about Pre-Zanmai because that stuff was really fun. I really enjoyed reading that.
It's... Yeah, but this actor is kind of the one that's been most closely involved in like production and Ikuhara, so that doesn't bode well for this Keppi character. But so Keppi is going to be Akio. He's
going to be terrible.
Keppi, okay. The impression that I've got of Keppi so far is that Keppi reminds me of Kyubey from Madoka, but like if he were also mixed with like a Master Roshi type dirty grandpa uncle character, but with like a disturbingly sexy voice.
There's some weird energy.
That's my read on
this
Keppi
character
so far. Those are my Keppi opinions.
We should probably mention here that Keppi is not a human character.
Oh yeah, Keppi is a Kappa.
Yes.
Keppi is a
Kappa. Whoops, sorry.
As for your disturbingly sexy dirty grandpa
and
vibes.
Apparently the actor has commented on like, oh, am I actually going to have a human form or anything, or am I literally just going to be this sexy Keppi
Kappa round?
I will say I like Keppi. I like his design. He's round. That's really good. And I've seen a Keppi plush that I really want to hug. So that's how I feel about Keppi.
Very cute.
Yes, but if you hugged that Keppi plush, it might steal your panties.
Yeah.
This I don't trust this.
I don't trust it, but I do want to hug it, is my stance.
Apparently, this Keppi guy is punishing these boys for wrecking the Kappa shrine that protects the city. So they break the statue and release him, and then in payment, he makes them fight zombies or something.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the zombies yet.
Yeah, no, we haven't even gotten through the cast list yet.
Main characters. The main three. Keppi's like the wild card, Kyubey.
Yeah.
Akio make a contract guy.
And then we have
these two
other
fucking
characters.
cops.
These cops. Mamoru Miyano plays Leo Niboshi. He was Light Yagami and Kiba from Wolf's Rain. He's been in a lot of stuff, and he's a musician. And then Yoshimasa Hosoya plays Mabu Akutsu, who is married to Leo.
Oh, we, I guess, should make a note that, like, it's, like, Leo, but also Reo, because Japanese...
Yeah.
Japanese L sounds.
I think it's gonna end up more Reo, like,
Probably.
as far as
I think Leo has mostly been
do it.
a, like, English-speaking fandom thing, and all of the Japanese is just strict... I mean, there is no L sound in Japanese, but, like...
You know what, though? Ikuhara does speak English, and he would be aware of that when they created the names for these characters.
And he does kind of look Leo-ish.
Exactly. He's got a leonine kind of hairstyle.
And he looks a little like a lion with, like, his, like, darker skin and lighter...
And his fangs.
Yeah.
Don't forget the fangs.
You know, like,
so that's suspect.
So that's something I think probably.
And then Mabu's like the quiet, creepy one with the glasses.
Yeah.
Ryo Niabushi.
That trope.
Yeah.
And they're married. Or I don't know that they're married, but
they're in a relationship.
But when Ikuhara describes them, he uses the same term that we would think of as like a ship.
Yeah.
So it's fairly explicit.
That's interesting. And Mabu's voice actor has been in Eureka 7, Attack on Titan, Haikyuu, One Punch Man, Mob Psycho 100, My Hero Academia.
And everywhere.
He's also been a lot. So we have like kind of a star-studded cast going on here. It's really interesting.
And you've got it being made by, like, Mappa. I know that's, like, a huge bloody deal.
Well,
so.
I mean, so for staff, we've got, of course, Ikuni directing.
Rip.
Chief director, Takeuchi Nobuyuki. Series composition, Ikuhara. And Teruko Utsumi. Original character design was Migi.
I don't know who Migi is.
I don't know who Migi is. We should probably look it up because, the whole one name thing, it denotes importance of some sort.
So, another thing about Ryo and Mabu is that the manga that they are the stars of was published in, like, a BL
Boy Love
magazine. So that, like, reinforces this idea of them as a couple.
Yeah.
But
It's
very
explicit.
you would have to be, like, ignoring a lot of things to try and read this as them not being together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
everything
it's very...
implies that this is, like, these guys are a couple.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Anyway.
Okay, then. As for character design and chief animation director, we've got Kayoko Ishikawa. I think
That's the one that
he's
worked on
with
Penguin Drum.
Ikuhara.
I think that's the Penguin
he's
Drum
worked
one.
with Ikuhara before.
Very similar style.
Concept design is Katsunori Shibata and Maimu Matsushima. Art director is Ayaka Fuji from Studio Pablo. Music is Yukari Hashimoto. And production is Mappa and Lapin Track. So,
like, on one hand, he's got a fairly heavy group of creators. Like, I know it's a big deal for him to be working with Mappa. On the other hand, it's 11 episodes, which
he's never really done well with short things.
So I'm curious there.
Yeah.
But the build up to this has been, like, enormous. Like, I don't really follow a lot of anime enough to know kind of what's typical, but there's been a lot of kind of, like, I don't know if it would be called, like, viral marketing, but there's been, like, there's a Twitter account, Keep Only One Love, where, like, Ryo and Mabu are, like, posting pictures of themselves all over the city.
I would definitely
kind of
say
stuff.
that they are employing viral marketing techniques in the way that they are promoting the series.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, they did, in March, they did, like, this huge streaming event of all of Ikuhara's work, so, like, Utena and everything, and then with each day, they released another, like, piece of information about Sarazanmai as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's been very internet connection-y.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing that we did for the musical.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Just this,
when we stole the musical and brought it over here,
just, like, drip,
this is
drip,
the kind
drip.
of thing that we did, just dripping information constantly until the release date.
Yeah,
So,
and then there was the pre-Zanmai, there's the radio show. In April and May, there's going to be an Ikuhara exhibition, which is clearly meant to, coincide with this.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been a lot of, I think, fairly, like, I don't know, unusual kind of marketing around it. There's been that aesthetic where the characters are, like, set against real places, and that's been, like, huge. The presence of this part of Tokyo is huge.
They're
shots
using
always reference, like, locations.
Asakusa
Yeah.
is what they're using.
It's very-
it's very connected to the neighborhood, and I'm interested to see why that is, because that's not something that usually you would get from anime.
So I'm curious what that's got to do with
usually
everything,
doesn't,
but it's very...
like,
the
the architecture and stuff is very prominent in the PVs, and it's not something that you usually see. Anime is not usually that grounded in real life places.
It looks
so I'm
very
wondering what
cool.
that's all about. It
And
does.
yeah, it's got a really
It
cool
makes for a
aesthetic
very
around it,
good
and I'm looking
aesthetic.
forward to that. It totally does.
On top of the promotions, we've also got a whole bunch of collaborations.
Yeah. It was like all the kind of stuff that happens around a new anime, I think. Is, like, Animate Cafe is going to do a thing where they have, like, the custom printed latte cups.
Yeah, I saw a
Tops.
picture.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of them. They look cool.
Their Sushi Zanmai collab.
Yeah.
I love
there's a
Sushi
chain rest-
Zanmai. That's very good.
Yes.
We ate there. We
ate
in Tokyo, and we ate
That's
there.
where we ate in Tokyo.
Yeah.
So we were like, ahead of the game on that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing like a collab menu, and there's pictures, like drawings of them all dressed up like sushi chefs, and it's like completely ridiculous.
Wasn't that an April Fool's thing that they did?
Yes.
But there is actually going to be. There's also going to be, they're going to be screening the episodes on weekends at this shop where there's like a collaborative menu of like curry, and the titles are all puns and stuff.
Why is there curry in every Ikuhara thing?
Because curry is fucking delicious.
Maybe he just likes curry.
Yeah, maybe.
Now I want curry. Every time that comes up, I'm like,
curry. Well, we can do curry. Yeah,
so
I can make that.
So yeah, there's been a lot of hype. I'm actually so gratified to see that there's been sufficient interest in the Western fandom that I don't have to do shit. Aside from just sit and wait.
And actually, we definitely got to plug the people here that we've been getting stuff from. Langonella and Megan, who have done a whole bunch of translating for this and a whole bunch of spreading information on it. Ella has a Tumblr at Hokago Kappa. That's HOUKAGOKAPPA.tumblr.com. And it's reinstated, I guess. For some reason, Tumblr had some kind of stupid problem and took down her previous blog, which was geekybiologist.tumblr.com. So if you're familiar with her there, she is now at the Hokago Kappa at tumblr.com.
Her blog got taken down like twice, didn't it?
Yes. Yeah,
I don't even know why.
I know. So as a backup, she also made a WordPress that's the same, Hokago Kappa at wordpress.com. And on Twitter, you can find her at Lingonella, LINGONELLA. And we also have been using Megan's information, and you can find her on Twitter at AnimeSOCMegan. So that's at ANIMESOCMEGAN. So definitely go and check them out, because they provided so much of this information for us, and honestly, it's a load. It's a lot.
Yeah, there's been just so much coming out. I can't. It makes me wish I could have been here for this kind of thing for you.
I would like to give a shout out to at I think that's It's Kyoto on Twitter, who I reached out to about some Sarazanmai information, and they ended up giving me, this was before you guys had put anything in the doc with all of our notes and stuff, and they ended up giving me a lot of stuff that you guys already brought to the doc, but I wanted to shout them out anyway because I did ask them.
Because that's fantastic.
I did ask them
wonderful.
for
It's
info,
generous.
and it was very nice of them to send me some links, even if they ended up being stuff that you guys got as well. And I'm pretty sure they said that they were excited about the show, so they're probably listening. So thank you very much for responding to my message.
Yes, definitely. Like, the people are just so excited about this. This isn't something
that
I
very
remember
refreshing
from the other
to see
two.
how excited people are about this show. Because honestly, I didn't anticipate this being something that people were going to get as excited about. Like,
yeah, to be honest, I think there was a little bit of burned from but well, I'm actually looking forward to thinking of this as a counterpoint to Yurikuma, like, because they're both very short run series. They both have very distinct aesthetics. You know, Yurikuma is about lesbians. This is clearly going to be about gay dudes. And I have this sense that once we're looking at both of these things in their entirety, they're going to bounce off of each other.
Kind of
in a way.
Yin and yang thing.
I
So
was also
I'm thinking of it as a
yin and yang.
counterpoint to Yurikuma.
Whoa! It's like we have a connection.
Whoa!
Whoa!
So we've basically already kind of described the plot.
Yeah.
No, actually, there's a lot more to the plot.
Yeah. So there's three boys trash this statue. They become obligated to by being Kappas, kill these zombies.
Mhm.
And the challenge is that for them to do this, they have to team up as 3 and connect. But every time they connect, some sort of secret of theirs gets outed, and the intimacy.
Okay,
Yes.
remember earlier when I
Intimacy.
said let's put a pin in the word connection? I'm gonna pull that
Yeah.
pin out here. Let's talk
Alright.
about the word connection for a second. It comes up a lot in this material for the show. Is connection a euphemism?
I think it's going to be yes at times, but not always.
Is
Because
connection
there's also a lot of
euphemism
imagery about
for
phones.
boys doing
Fuck it.
it?
Actually, I'm gonna
No,
say
that's
no.
going to be the desire part. Because
I'm
that's
gonna say no.
That's an explicitly different.
The connection thing is
thing.
about intimacy, I think.
Yeah.
That's the impression I'm getting from everything I'm seeing.
But desire is your life.
desire is your life. That comes from
That's-
Leo and Mabu.
Yeah.
That's where that comes in. That doesn't come in around the boys very much, at least
No.
from what we're seeing.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that Ikuhara has said about connection has been like, trying to understand how you connect with people and how intimacy works in terms of when you get close to somebody, you are able to hurt them more
Yeah.
easily, and sometimes you can't help that. But if you stay distant from everybody, then you yourself get hurt, and you can't help that either.
Yeah.
So I think that's really more what the connection thing is about. I don't think it's about little boys fucking.
Well, the connection thing, like, there's a lot of imagery in the trailers around phones for one thing. Like,
Yes.
everyone is on their
I
phone.
was a little
which,
concerned at
is
first that this was
typical.
going to be a smartphones bad anime, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the
No.
case.
No,
It-
but there are a lot of phones,
yeah.
which is like a big connection thing in modern society.
Yeah.
And there's also this like Amazon box that keeps
Yeah,
flying
Kappa's
around.
on.
Yeah,
Kappa's on.
I do
and
like
I'm kind
that.
of curious about
I
that.
am very curious about the Amazon boxes, and we have seen an Amazon box monster in some of the
Yeah.
promotional material.
Well, that's one of the zombies. That's one of the zombies.
Yeah, that's what they're going to be.
So that's what
fighting.
the zombies are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So,
If this were a Western piece of media, and I was judging it on Western terms, and you had this theme of a zombie made out of fucking Amazon boxes, the message to me, I would presume, is that we have lost the ability to connect, because at this point we can just package everything we want instead of going and interacting with other people to obtain it, kind of stuff. You know, like how you haven't left the house in days because you can get whatever you need shipped by Amazon, and Skip the Dishes will bring you food.
yeah.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
You-
But
you
I don't
made my
know that
life.
that might not be like what it would be here. But if I was just watching like some Western show on Netflix and they started doing this, that's what I would read into it. So
Well, there is
Well,
like
here,
the
let-
problem with people like not leaving their houses in Japan, isn't there?
Yeah.
Hikikomori.
Hikikomori.
Yep.
Um,
There's also there's a name for what I'm guessing is going to be the commented on audience in this,
mhm.
because there has been a couple, like, because it is a BL kind of thing, there's a specific name for the group of fans that are into that, and it's not Fujis, there's a different name for it.
Oh, okay.
For when it's like Hikikomori plus Fujoshi.
Holy shit.
Like,
That sounds like a
merges
terrible,
into
terrible.
like
Oh my
woman
God.
is definitely never gonna leave her house because BL kind of.
Yeah, oof.
But I can't remember the name for it.
Eat.
But that is
We'll have to look
that is
that
a
up.
thing.
We'll have to look that up
Yes.
for the next episode.
For very cool.
I want
people.
to just comment on the plot here because there's a couple of
Yes.
things that we missed out of
Okay.
it. So they get ordered by Kepi, who claims to be the first heir to the throne of the Kappa kingdom.
So he's a prince.
a prince.
A
Confirmed.
false prince.
We have a prince.
Perhaps.
We don't know. We don't know.
That's why I say
There are no
perhaps.
princes.
Yep. And the zombies are called bioarms, and they're created by his enemies. Bioarms is a really weird term.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
That's like
What is that?
Really odd.
What would that have possibly been in Japanese?
Yeah, like, I really have no idea. I'm very curious about it.
No idea.
Yeah. This, I guess, posits Ryo and Mabu as the villains that they're fighting?
I don't know. I don't think so.
But, yeah, I feel like that's kind of what it looks like, but not how it's actually going to...
That's not the
Yeah.
impression that I'm getting, but, I mean,
No.
maybe?
So...
The last thing I want to comment on about the plot here is, this is described as a sarcastic fantasy.
Which, I can't think of a phrase that better summarizes Ikuhara's work than sarcastic fantasy.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, if you told me what genre is Revolutionary Girl Utena, no, seriously,
Yeah, I
like,
know.
everyone's like, oh, it's a magical girl, it's this, it's that. No, it's a sarcastic fantasy.
It definitely is.
Like,
I
like,
just
thank
wanted
you
to
for that.
highlight
That describes an entire genre of all of my garbage. It's the thing that binds, like, all of the trash that I consume into one.
Yep.
It's, Riverdale is sarcastic fantasy.
Yes, we watch Riverdale.
Oh my
It's
god,
just
okay, for
sarcastic
real,
fantasy.
you guys, we have to talk about Riverdale later. That's real. I love
Okay.
Riverdale so much, and it's the worst show on television, and I want it to have 10
It
seasons.
is. Oh, it
Awful.
absolutely
I never
is.
want it to
It's
end.
awful.
Absolutely is.
But back to Sarazanmai.
But back to Sarazanmai, which is going to be only 11, so we better
Yeah.
dig
Which is
deep
the
on that.
also
but-
a reason why I was willing to do a spin-off podcast about Sarazanmai, is that I know
Yes.
it has an end.
Yes.
But also why it's not
Yes.
getting its own RSS feed is because it has an end.
Yeah. There are a couple of characters that we didn't mention when we were talking about
Yes,
the cast.
yes.
So we should probably talk about them a little bit. We've got Toy's older brother, Kuji Chikai, and
He's got a
he
bad
has-
occupation.
yes, a bad.
I don't
slash
give a
evil
damn
occupation.
about a bad occupation.
There's
I'm
not
guessing-
much said about him, which means he's either not important or he's mega important and they don't want to say it.
Okay, he's exposed to extremely dangerous
He's a
situations, and he lives apart from his brother.
He's a gangster.
Yeah, that's what I keep
Like,
thinking. He's
look at those
Yakuza or
fucking
something.
shoes. He's a gangster.
What is it with you and always trying to identify, like, villains and shit by their shoes?
Because
How
they
does that work?
Because villains have a shoe thing.
They do. It's true.
There's an aesthetic around the shoes where you can always it's consistent, okay?
We know this because Gio is a villain and has a shoe thing.
It's true. It's true.
I mean,
Now we've also got Sarah.
The titular,
is-
Sarah.
yes.
Yes.
She's
and,
a pop idol that's on this daytime program that
Yeah.
everybody watches.
and she was raised by
right.
Leo and Mabu.
Yep.
So,
Who found her.
She's the
that's
babby that they
that's
find.
the subject of the manga.
And
Yeah.
judging by like how I haven't read this far, but it looks like she grows up suddenly or something like that.
Mhm.
So
Like
that
magic?
happens. Yeah, like
Yeah.
she's just suddenly an adult.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well-
it's really weird.
We'll
really
see.
weird. Okay. Do we want to get into the manga a little bit now?
We can just very briefly. So there's like the spin-off manga that's been alternating between a published magazine and like a web comic.
Yeah.
And this is the story of like Reo Mabu, and they're cops. They find this baby on a plate, and they try to like take her to the hospital and drop her off, but the hospital's full, so they end up having to take her home. And this like devolves into we now have this baby and we're a gay couple, and that's explicitly discussed in the manga. Like they're like, oh god, well she's gonna have two dads. Is that confusing? And things like that. And after that, it's just like kind of wacky hijinks. Like, oh, we need an air conditioner, so it's strange.
Okay.
Reo's the glasses guy, right?
No, Mabu is the
Mabu.
glasses
Yeah,
guy.
I'm gonna confuse them for like ever.
Reo is the one
he
that
likes
looks
to-
like a lion.
Yeah.
And Mabu's the
Okay.
other one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
There you
Leo
go.
the
Mabu likes to cook. He's got a preoccupation with cooking, so if he tastes something, he has to try and make it. And he has to cook naked.
What?
What?
Well, not naked. Like, they say naked, but he still has, like, an apron on and stuff like that.
Sort of like the opposite of a never nude.
Yeah, but Mabu can't cook with clothing on, apparently.
That seems dangerous.
Fuck no. What if you were stir frying? Because you don't make extra laundry.
What if you were stir frying?
I approve.
And you got oil on your
pussy.
Yeah.
Just handle it. If you can't keep up with your walk, that's your fault. So yeah, this manga is like very, very lighthearted, and from what I understand, this was also done for Yuri Kuma, and the Yuri Kuma manga is similarly like very not really representative of the show.
Well, yeah, because that's what Ikuhara does. Ikuhara, like, the manga and the anime are not really the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not one is based on the other. They happen in tandem.
Didn't he also do a manga for Penguin Drum?
I believe, maybe. Actually, I don't know, but probably.
I think so.
But yeah,
that's a habit of
so this manga exists.
We actually have, there's a scanlation project.
It is already
being
scanlated fantastically.
It's on MangaDex. You can find that through either of the people that I plugged earlier, Linganella or Megan. So they're the ones who are actually working on that. Yeah. So if you go to their sites, the WordPress, their Twitter, or whatever, you'll find a link to it there.
And the actual name for the manga is Reo and Mabu. Together, they're Sarazanmai.
Yeah.
The Penguin Drum manga came after the anime, almost 2 years after the anime.
All right, so
there was one,
and it was adapted by someone else.
Yeah, so not the same thing in this case.
Yes,
but
okay. And as far as the run of the manga goes, didn't that Keep Only One Love Twitter?
Yes, they're kind of like viral market joined the hit.
Yes,
yeah. And actually, there's a Tumblr that documented and translated all those tweets at keep-only-1luv.tumblr.com. So if you want to see what those tweets were, go there, take a look at it.
To everyone who works on translating all of these things, bless you. Thank you.
Much.
I'm never gonna know Japanese. Thank you so much. I was thinking about that earlier today, about how, like, every time I look at Japanese, it's like my brain turns off. Like, it turns into, like, TV static when I look at it. Like, it's so incomprehensible to me because I know literally the only Japanese I know is from hearing it in anime. I couldn't tell you what I don't know any kanji whatsoever.
Oh, I actually took a year of Japanese, believe it or not,
and I had to learn a shitload of it for the musical. So
yeah, so we've got a little bit, but thank you for doing the rest of the work for us. Yeah. Oh,
it's just too much.
We wouldn't survive.
Like, it's amazing. Like, people like have been translating the trailers within days. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
And the trailers are they exist.
That's
how we know Kepi has
trailers.
Like a rocket launcher anus.
Shh. We're not there yet.
Spoilers. We're not there yet.
It's in the trailer.
No, I know. But let's talk about the teasers and stuff that came out. Because they started with this great imagery, like this just beautiful imagery,
spilled ink
and a river that's made out of like almost what looks like caution lines, like keep out tape or something like that. It's organized that way. It reminds me of that. And also these visuals of like people who are joined together, but one of them is upside down and the other one is right side up, and the mongoose.
Is it a mongoose or an otter?
It's an otter.
It looks like a mongoose. Otters don't have tails like that. And
so it's a mongoose and a heart.
Chunky.
But you know what? Everybody talks about otters, so I still don't know.
Because we have that meme that's like, gay otters are good enough for me. when this first came out.
Like, in a lot
Actually,
of this
yeah,
animation
maybe
here,
it could. I'm looking at like a river otter now, and like, yeah, it could be an otter, I guess. It looked more like a mongoose to me, but.
So
there's also talk of like crossing rivers. So
yeah, so
there's that as well.
And as well, there's a little bit that I remember from one of the translations that an otter is called kawauso, and I can't remember what the kawa part is, but uso was a lie. Yeah. So there's like some interesting kind of thematic elements
some, like, pun work and
there's a pun there. So I'm thinking otter is probably it. But
interesting that there'd be a beaver pun in the BL.
You know what? Ikuhara, stop. Please.
Yeah,
someone
really.
save me from Kunihiko Ikuhara.
And like these teasers they have this like really ominous air to them.
Oh yeah.
And they give you like your main like your mission statement, which seems to be don't let go, desire is your life.
Yeah.
And like at first I thought desire was maybe just a mistranslation because it just seems kind of weird, but no, that seems to be what everybody has settled on.
Well, so for the first teaser, it's titled I Will Tell You the Truth, and the text on it reads, for example, if everything passes by, even this world would become empty. The narration goes, I will tell you the truth. You are connected, but alone. And then they give you the mission statement, don't let go, desire is your life. Now, the second one gets even more kind of ominous with the text starting out, am I a lie? Is the world a lie? Are we a lie?
Yes.
And then the narration goes, we're connected, but I dislike it, but I want it. Who's the one with the strong desire? And then, again, don't let go, desire is your life. Then, in the third one, we've got cross that river because returning is no longer possible. The narration is, for example, even if everything passes by and this world becomes empty, I want to protect this connection. And then again, don't let go, desire is your life.
And that one has 3 figures, so it's clearly the 3 main casts at that point.
So
I don't think they'd really decided like who everybody looked like and such at this point.
But they're using the little like people symbols that they used in Penguin Drum, which is cool. I like that. Then after that, we got
some
this
serious shit.
Yeah, we got this whole big series. This is the one that they must have done in Nico.
Yeah,
in Nico, because they have this trailer that's structured so that you get the first piece, and then the next time they release the trailer, you get the first piece over again, and then they add another character onto it. So the first one is, what's his name?
They start with the
main
with
character.
They start with
the plain guy,
Kazuki Yasaka,
the plain one,
and then they added Toi Kuji. Then they added Enta Jinai. Then they added the cops.
They just kept building and building on it. And at
so,
this point, like, the full thing is a horrifying clusterfuck that includes your explanation of us pulling things out of your butt, literally. So, because they steal a mystical organ that comes out of your anus.
The shirikodama.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's prostate. This anime is going to be about guys figuring out that prostate stimulation feels good. That's my theory. That's
You're
what I'm
terrible.
going with.
You're terrible. I don't think it's
there is going to be at least text. I'm not even going to say subtext. There's going to be text.
For the first time, I'm on Gio's side. That I also this is just a thin metaphor for prostates. Like,
this is not subtle. And, like, even, like, when you see, like, Kepi from behind, like, they're always drawing his asshole and stuff like that. Like, it's just some very foreboding, like, wow.
Foreboding buttholes.
Yeah.
that's not uncommon in, like, Japanese cartoons to have, like, little mascot characters
little
with
buttholes.
buttholes.
Well, didn't Yurikuma
But
do
this
that
is-
too?
okay,
The bears had buttholes.
It does. But this one has a shot of him rubbing his ass and blushing
I mean, yeah.
and stuff. Like, we got issues with Kepi. Kepi is already on the car posing erotically. Except he's,
exposing his butthole.
yeah, it's his butthole and a, like, rocket comes out of it and he flies. And it's,
Well,
and it exists. And like when they become like kappas, like the main three characters, they come out in this like goo sack, and it's like
Oh, you're talking about a different trailer here, I think. Wait, I don't think we
at
see...
this point I conflate them all, but
Yeah,
but
I know.
the goo sack is some Saya no Uta kind of shit.
It really is.
Like,
it's weird.
It's a butt womb. The
Oh, no.
phrases we're gonna have
Oh,
to
no.
coin for this series are
It's
going
gonna
to
be
be
great.
precious.
the impression
Let
that
it be
I've gotten from doing the Utana podcast is that people like it when I am upset about things. So this is probably going to be
Thanks, I
some
hate it.
great content for you guys.
Yep.
And I am going to do this because I did say that I would. So legally, by podcast law, I do have to do this podcast. But oh boy.
Oh, just admit it. You're gonna have fun.
It's
Yeah,
gonna.
you're
I am
hate
gonna have
it.
fun.
This
I'm
is
gonna
terrible.
hate it, but I'm gonna have fun. I am excited and terrified. Is what I am.
Yeah. I am looking forward to being right.
That's just your default mode.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I always presume whenever I'm watching anything from Ikuhara that whatever the option is that's the worst sexy creepy one is what is actually the text, and I have thus far never been wrong on this.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, the moaning and the buttholes and stuff, that's what that's about.
Well, we know that this is going to be terrible in that way because we've already been told that it makes Yurikuma look subtle, and I haven't seen Yurikuma, but Alice has given me the impression of it vaguely. So I mean, look,
Ooh, okay.
Yurikuma makes Akio and Toga on the car look subtle.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if we're building up from
Okay,
that,
do you remember what I said about Yurikuma? It's like a Georgia O'Keeffe painting, but it's oozing.
Yeah, you
Honey.
did say that. I remember you saying that.
So, yeah.
and this is going to be that, but with dudes. And their prostates.
And
Because this mystical organ is literally, historically, probably the prostate.
Oh my god.
Oh my
God.
is what that mythological figure is addressing.
So what you're saying is that some random ancient Japanese
dude
doctor guy
found a prostate,
went and dug in somebody else's butt.
Yep.
And decided that was where the soul was.
There's this magical organ that they found that feels good. Man.
So obviously it must be your soul.
And this whole mythology got built around this weird organ that they found. Because if you're rooting around in there, you do find it.
Said the nurse.
I mean,
you know what?
I'm talking about historically. Okay. I'm not talking about Ikuhara. I'm talking about the whole concept of this figure is to
I get you.
This.
I get you. And I do see where you're coming from.
Hot takes on Japanese mythology.
Yes. I stand by this take,
but
though.
I am not entirely certain.
LOL.
Shut up, Beavis.
Man.
But I don't think that this is necessarily going to be text in the anime.
We will see. We will see.
A house divided.
Nothing. I put nothing past Ikuhara in all of the radio programs and stuff. There's like, he's constantly referencing the fact that there's some shock as to this actually getting to be on air.
Can we talk
and
about the radio program?
1:00 in the morning.
Yes, let's talk about
so
that.
this radio program is him and the actor that's going to be Kepi.
Sarazanmai.
And they're... Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been like 8
9
minutes long each, and there's just several of them.
There's 9 of them, and they were 8 minutes long.
Yep. And it's basically just Ikuhara, chatting about production and his ideas and things like that. And one thing I found really interesting, because I disagree, is he talks about how he says he used to think that the most important thing when you were creating an anime was being different. And, the translated materials I have around the time of Utena support that. He's said many times at the time I refuse to have something look like everybody else's content. And now apparently he's grown out of that and realizes it's more about having relatable characters. Which is an interesting thing to say because I find his characters less and less relatable over time.
Well, I mean, this could be a recent realization. Yeah. This could be something. It's not like he's attaching that to Yurikuma.
Yeah.
He's attaching that to Sarazanmai. So I would imagine that that's something that he, like a conclusion that he came to sometime in between those two.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely possible.
We will see.
But this does reflect a changing approach he feels to producing the anime. He's apparently very hands-on with the voice actors. Like, he goes in and tells them what the point of the episode is, and all of these things that apparently are not generally done.
Which comes from his background in sound production.
Yeah, that was his first kind of exposure to working in anime was sound production, so he's very preoccupied with that. And that's another thing that, like, as far as I know, stands, because he did that with Utena as well. This ends with, like, the punchline to that is that he explained to the staff how the shirikodama are removed and what they want that to be depicted as. And he says he wants it like a certain percentage of pain, a certain percentage of embarrassment, and a sprinkle of pleasure. And apparently he acted this out in the studio to show them, which is...
That's peak Ikuhara. Peak Ikuhara,
which if someone... I hope to God somebody filmed that, because I want to see that.
I would pay to see that.
So desperately. But that sounds like prostate stimulation. Anyway.
You're really stuck on
this. I'm really stuck on this.
You're really stuck on this.
I'm so stuck on this.
Is it because you don't have a prostate and you're jealous?
I have prostate envy.
You have a clitoris? Like, I mean...
Excuse me. I want another one in my ass, I guess. You gotta think bigger than this. But anyway, so there's that. He talks a lot about the themes in play, and he does say that he wants it to have, like, desire as, like, a heavy element, but he's also commenting on how creators and consumers are closer now than they used to be, and he kind of makes this joke at one point that he used to have to, like, try to elicit
opinions,
and now he
come
does not.
Him.
He will get them because the internet will bombard him with their hot takes.
Yep.
Question.
And the question is,
are you guys included in that, do you think?
I doubt it.
I
doubt it.
I know he's aware of us.
Well, yeah.
I know he's aware of us, but I don't know whether he actually, like, pays any attention to us. I don't think so necessarily.
I have to say, I did think of you guys when I read that, but I agree that I don't think that it has anything to do with you. But I did think of you.
No, we're not. I don't think we're big enough for that, really.
And the Japanese fandom is very vocal.
Yeah,
like, but like on Twitter, at least.
Like I said, I know he's aware of us because I know people who have specifically mentioned us to him.
Yeah,
but I don't.
But the gist of
he's paying attention.
The gist of it, though, is, and I guess that's kind of the point. Is we have all of this access to all of these connections, but his question, that he's addressing is, does that actually make connection easier, or does it make it worse?
Does it?
Yeah. So like,
is it something
access
that's helping people
a
connect
kind of
to
connection,
each other, or is it just causing
Yeah.
people to disconnect from each other? And that's actually a really interesting question that I've had to think about a lot
Yeah.
over the years of being in the Utena fandom. Is kind of like when you're on the other side of a computer screen, like everybody else, it's really easy to just reduce them to words.
Well, that's what I did with you.
Thank you. Anyway.
So
but
romantic.
I still just look at you and see an avatar anyway.
But like that's one of the things that I've had to really contend against in the Utena fandom is people who treat other people that way. I don't like it. I don't want people around me who treat other people as if they are just words on a page.
By the
And
same token,
more than
that
once,
works
more
in the
than
opposite
once.
as well.
I mean, more than once I've had to come in and remind somebody, you are talking to a real person here. You can't
Yeah.
say that. You can't act like that. You are talking to somebody who's real. So it is kind of
The connections are harder because you're not as
yeah, even though you have the access.
you don't see the consequences of your behavior the same way.
Exactly.
But by the
So-
same token, that works in the reverse as well. Like, internet and distance, and this distance that you have gives you the option of a kind of intimacy that is much harder to do in person.
Absolutely. Like that's how it worked for us.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be, especially like with the phones being so prominent in like the trailers, I think that's going to be a major theme as well.
Yeah.
It's not all going to be, butt
prostate
stuff. Mostly butt stuff, but that's going to be also like a major theme. The cops apparently, Ikuhara's always wanted to do like a buddy cop thing, and it ended up getting shoehorned into this because this was his chance to do
I
it.
loved
But he
reading
talks-
about his influences for the buddy
Yes.
cop thing.
Because I was like,
It was
what
very
the
charming.
fuck? It was. So the two cops are based on like the Western kind of buddy cop content that he's consumed for some fucking reason, like Rush Hour and 48 Hours and Chips, and he mentioned like Jackie Chan movies, and it's just cursed. Like, what are you
I
doing
love
with your
it.
life?
I think it's adorable.
It is like it's very adorable.
I
but
love the idea of
dude.
this guy just being really into like buddy cop movies. It's adorable.
Well, the interesting thing about that is, buddy cop movies, or at least the ones I haven't, like, I'm not a connoisseur, but I've seen a few because Brandon made me watch a shitload of them.
Yeah.
A big thing about buddy cop movies is there always has to be the not gay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, that Bad Boys crap.
Oh my
That's
god.
the worst thing ever, which I'm sure he's seen because he's seen all the other ones around it.
I hate
A
those
huge
movies.
emphasis of the content is making sure these two buddies are not to gays.
Yeah.
Because that would be
No
gross.
homo.
So, yeah, no homo.
A lot of this was like
So it's gonna be-
the 90s.
Yep. So I think that's going to be like a subversion of that. You're gonna have your gay
That's actually really interesting.
buddies.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yep.
But you know me, I like to turn things inside out. So.
Yeah. So I'm down for that.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. It's apparently going to be fairly comedy-ish.
But that's also where the like desire element comes
Yeah.
from, is the cops. Those are the ones in all the
They're
trailers.
the ones that do the milking desire first,
Yeah.
and then throwing their hats up.
milking desire.
Okay, like,
well, okay, here's the
I
thing.
know
Here's
that's
the thing.
not...
Well, let's
there's been
talk
some
about that a little bit.
readdressing of that transition.
One of the people on our Discord actually took a look
Yeah.
at that, and what she said, hi Bird, what she said was, it's not milking so much as it is wringing, like squeezing out the last drop. Like if you had a cloth that was soaked in water and you twisted it, like so you're squeezing out the last drop of desire. You're
Sure.
wringing out all the desire. So milking's not necessarily the greatest.
But you
word for
guys
that.
love it.
It still sounds like butt stuff, though.
Well, I mean, prostate milking is a thing.
Yeah, like, milking is don't use that word. Like, that's...
That's dirty.
Now you're in Fet Life. Now
That's
you're
too
dealing
dirty
with
for
Fet
me.
Life.
I gotta tap out. It's too dirty.
Milking Desire, everything about it.
I didn't know that we could
God.
hit a limit of too dirty for you.
Oh no,
No,
you
we
can't.
can't.
You can't. I'm
It's done. It's fine.
Look, I watched Sallow, so no.
Sallow's pussy.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Pretty much.
Wussy garbage.
You don't want to know.
Okay.
But for anybody in the
made
audience
people
who
watch
does
Night Shift
know,
Nurses.
yeah, night shift nurses. Oh
Which
god.
exists. But so anyway,
Oof. That milking desire is definitely
eliciting
thing. Actually,
desire, ringing desire, getting desire.
Mm-hmm.
Like that being tied in with this idea of they have to their kind of like magic attack, Sailor Moon attack, is that all three of them have to say the Sarazanmai together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's apparently hard to do or something. It's like speaking the word of God. Something happens when you get it right. The fact that requires them being all connected and that requires, like, exposure of a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once you have that dynamic and you're also eliciting desire.
Well, but again, that's coming from the cops.
It's coming from the
That's
cops.
coming from the cops.
Which, like, are the cops the villains, or are the cops not the villains and Cube over here is?
See, that's kind of one of the questions I have, is it feels like Reo and Mabu are like, the impression that I've gotten from a lot of the like promotional materials and whatnot, it feels like there's like a separation between like the three boys and the Kappa stuff, and then the Reo and Mabu Sarah stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering
I feel
how
like
all this plays together.
maybe they, like, represent the, like, end result or something.
Maybe.
Because
Maybe.
they're the temptation that you might take this in the wrong direction. Like, I feel like they're gonna show up once in a while and be like, hey guys, yeah, this is about sex.
If you look at the kind of info that's been released in the trailers, you take a look at what the characters actually say. We've got Kazuki talking about how the world is overflowing with connections, and he doesn't know why he's not connected with anybody. So that's our main character. Then we've got, the edgy best friend guy, Toei Kuji, talking about, I don't believe in connections, stories and people and everything gets overwritten by new things, everything disappears. And then we've got Enta, who is apparently the soft... Yeah, he's the soft wooby of the whole thing. And he's like, I believe we're gonna connect again. But then you have Reo and Mabu, and Reo's all like, humans are laughable. They cling on to brittle connections. Making assumptions is dangerous. And then Mabu's like, without beginning, without ending, for those who cannot connect, let's open up another door now. Desire or love? And that's it. So you can see there's like the one thematic element of connection between the three kids, and then you've got the cynicism.
What if
coming
the
in
cynicism
with the cops
is tied to the sexuality in the sense of, like, you can have a connection, but sex isn't necessarily how you make the connection and can actively harm your ability to connect with another person?
That's very possible. That sounds like the kind of thing he
because
would
that's
dig
like
into.
that kind of not exactly positive outlook on sexuality that you see in Utena.
Yeah. He's never seemed to... Well, okay.
Once sexy things happen, people start losing control.
Yeah. That's kind of a theme with Ikuhara, is that he's not exactly sex positive, even though he spends a lot of time on sex.
Yeah.
Like, in Utena, there is not a single sexual encounter that isn't absolutely fucked up.
None.
Not even a little. The healthiest sexual encounter in Utena is Akio and Mrs. Otori, his soon-to-be mother-in-law.
That's healthy as fuck.
Yeah, that
She's
is literally
poisoning
the
her husband
help.
to jump
Yes,
on the
she's
D.
poisoning her husband so that she can fuck Akio. That is
Okay,
literally what's happening.
Literally the only reason you're saying that is because that is also the only interaction where both of the people are clearly of age.
Yeah.
And that's an
this
important thing to note here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're gonna have these, like, two cops showing up and talking about sex to a bunch of
yeah,
illustrators.
and
so that'll be a thing
that'll
to look forward
definitely be a thing, and I don't know how that's gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know how
I
that's
have a
gonna work.
feeling whatever they represent, whatever they do, the message is not going to be wholly positive about sex.
Yeah,
It never is.
Like,
because
it never is. What I saw of Yuri Kuma did that.
Well, I
Penguin
mean,
Drum had
okay,
that as
can't
a
talk
kind
about
of
Yuri
underhanded
Kuma.
theme, but
Penguin Drum had that weird rape that everybody forgot as soon as it happened, and even the show forgot that it happened.
yeah.
Oh boy.
It's just very
Excited for that.
yeah.
It's a theme I don't think Ikuhara has ever shed, and I this does not look like he's going to shed it now. It looks like he's doubling down right now.
I have hopes. I'm gonna hope, because I would really like to see Ikuhara taking a more positive outlook on sex, because I think that would signal that he's in a healthier place.
Yes, but this does not look like that's what's happening.
Yeah,
like I think Ryu and Mabu are going to be kind of almost like the sexy guys.
Well, I mean, if you look at
Yuri Kuma.
one of the promotional videos, okay, can we pause here just to rewatch one of the videos?
Sure.
We'll just cut
We can
this
just cut
part
it
out because I want to look at the fan sub of the main PV. Here, I'll pop it into.
I'll leave this in for the patrons.
Okay. I'll
So
just
we're gonna
pop
watch,
it into the Discord so that you can watch it as
Yeah.
well.
We'll just kind of like hit play together or something.
Yeah.
Because starting up Twitch is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, we don't need to start up Twitch for this.
No. No.
So, but we have the main PV for Sarazanmai and the English sub, and this is where the milking desire comes from.
Yes, I am aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where I'm getting this idea that they're gonna show up and be kind of like sex negative at the boys.
Oh my god. It looks like you're gonna have to, you can't play it from Discord.
Yeah,
Discord's being a
there,
shit.
hun.
So tell me when you're ready to go,
I'm ready.
Panda, and I will say. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Play.
Wait a second. Okay, stop, because actually I hit the wrong one. The top does not have subs.
Yes, I was playing the bottom
has
one.
subs.
Okay.
Yeah, can we start over?
Start over,
Sorry
because we're
about
idiots.
that.
Sorry, patron.
Okay.
We need help.
Okay. Maybe you could dub in the actual like music and everything, the sound from this for the patrons?
If you guys want to rip the sound for me, I'll dub it in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's super easy.
Sure.
Yeah, I know.
There's
I'm just
sites
lazy,
that
so
do
I'm gonna
that.
ask you guys to do it.
Oh, okay.
If you
yeah.
So go.
All right.
3,
So 3, 2, 1,
Go.
go. So we've got that famous Asakusa bridge that we keep seeing, and our main character is talking about how he wants to connect, but he can't.
And there's Sakura.
And then we
flying
see
around.
Sarah and a Kappa statue.
Yeah, we
that is
briefly saw
apparently
the
a real
Kappa
statue.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll
To see our
And
boys.
yeah, Toys starts talking about stabbing people, and then
Yeah, and there's the Amazon box.
We see Kepi and the Kappa stuff for a brief moment.
And then there's like a Venn diagram thing that meets them all up.
and now we've got the cops saying exploit desire, and a big machine with otters and I don't even know. Like, I'm so curious about the machine.
Me too.
Yeah. It's just so, I don't know, boxes are floating in the air and I just can't even describe this anymore.
Honestly, yeah, if you're listening and you haven't watched
just-
the main
The main
PV,
PV.
you should definitely watch it. It's really good. If you search on YouTube Sarazanmai main trailer English sub or Ing sub, you should be able to find it with some fan subs on it, and it looks really dope. There's a lot of
it's
really
trippy.
interesting
Very
imagery that
trippy.
I am looking forward to seeing.
It's
chewing
that
on.
machine. That machine is the thing that, cause it reminds me of the child broiler from
Yes.
Penguin Drum.
There's a lot of this is a really, like, you see a lot of Penguin Drum in it, obviously, because it's the same art director, but there's also, like, I get Ryu and Mabu that vibe is the same as the dudes in Yurikuma, the trial,
Yeah.
the court.
Okay.
I'm
Panda,
feeling
you
like
can't-
they serve a
Panda,
similar
you can't
purpose.
listen. Okay, no, we're not going to talk
Don't
about it.
talk about
Okay.
Panda can't
Yurikuma.
hear
I
this.
have to edit and host
Yeah, I know.
the show.
Snake
I
kills
know.
Dumbledore.
Oh my god.
Go, okay, hold on. This is gonna be another tangent. I need to tell you guys something real quick. I may have already told this story, but
Whatever,
when
tell
I
it
was,
again.
this will get cut out too. When I was a kid, when the last Harry Potter book was coming out, I got it. I was gonna get it like the night it came out, and like the morning before the midnight release, my horrible ex-girlfriend who liked to torment me called me on the phone and read me a list of spoiler leaked like characters that died in the
Oh my
book,
god.
like in order.
Why didn't you just hang up on her? Holy shit. That is so cruel.
That's
That's a real
That's
thing
just
that
petty
happened.
and spiteful.
that's
Wow.
who the.
I can't even
Okay,
imagine.
I
Why
have
did you
no
date
life,
this person?
and I have a ton of things that are better to do than that.
Yeah.
I got shit to do, like doing nothing.
Yeah.
Who goes,
Honestly.
I'm going to just terrorize. My
I think
ex,
I did
'cause
hang
that's-
up at one point, but I had heard too many by that point. Because like I didn't
Oh,
know
no,
that
that's so
this
sad.
was I didn't know that this was what was going to happen. So I just like answer the phone, and then I start hearing this, and then
Oh,
I
no.
make the connection, and I'm like, "Why are you doing this?" And then I hung up the phone.
That's evil.
That's fucking terrible. That is so petty and spite. That's a Shiori move.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
This
big
was a
Shiori.
Hey.
Shiori ex-girlfriend. Which is a connection that
So-
I hadn't
so-
made until right now.
That's enjoy that.
So after you got all these spoilers, did you go and cry in the shower?
Yes.
Yeah, probably, actually.
Life imitating
Ew.
art.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
my
that's
my
terrible. That's really
destiny
terrible.
all leading up to this. Turns out I was secretly a jury
Oh.
gay the whole time.
Oh,
Oh, I did get to
Condolences.
see Riona for like a brief second during Super Live.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah?
she like ran past the section of the crowd I was in very quickly. Not slowly enough to reach out and touch my hand, but you know, I'm not
Uh-huh.
sad about it or
Pretty
anything.
I mean, you got to see her
I
in
did,
person.
and she was
Like,
beautiful.
that's pretty amazing. You know what? Okay, this is getting way off topic. We'll get back to Sarazanmai after this, but I just find it so fucking cool that at least 2 people went up to Riona when they were like signing autographs or whatever, and were all like, "We saw you in the Utena musical, and you were amazing."
Apparently, she
And
like double taked when
Yeah,
they mentioned it. Like,
both
what the
times.
why do you know about that?
Yeah.
We're like, look.
Like, look, you got fans here now.
At this point, as far as I'm concerned, that's Jury cosplaying Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah, no,
That's-
absolutely.
That's my headcanon.
I am 100% certain that she has no knowledge of how widely spread the musical has become in, like,
Yeah.
the English-speaking fan base. She
Yeah.
probably has no idea, and why
I-
would she, you know? Like...
Why would she? You know.
But anyway, okay, back to Sarazanmai.
So back to
Okay,
Sarah.
so one of the things about the promotional video is that it has all of these A's in circles, like
Mhm.
Yes, I
It's a
liked
quick
this
thing.
little tidbit that we are about to talk about.
which is really, really cool.
Why is
I
it
can't
cool?
remember the name of the alphabet. I can't remember the name of the alphabet, but it's the one that they use for foreign words. And it's
Hiragana?
the symbol for A. No, it's not hiragana. It's the,
Katakana.
yeah, katakana.
It's the katakana for A.
So they've got the katakana for A, and it's in a circle. And A in circle in Japanese is animaru, which sounds like animal.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool! Mind blown! Because we've got the otters and things, and that just, to me, that's like connecting with the desire thing.
Yeah. And the Kappas are a kind of animal too. They're just mystical animals.
Have you guys?
It's just really cool.
There's this little bit from a video from a series called BuzzFeed Unsolved where this guy is talking about like two things from like a theory, and he's like saying that they're connected even though they're not, and he's like, I've taken the two dots and connected them. And then the other guy goes,
yes,
you haven't connected shit. And the first guy goes, I've connected them. That's how I feel with all of this Sarazanmai stuff.
The Utana.
I know, right?
Like, it's like, weirdly, I
information.
connected them, and then Ikuhara's like, you haven't connected shit.
You ain't connected shit.
Yep.
and I know it. Like,
yep.
I feel comfortable doing all of this because I know it does not matter.
It's gonna blow up.
Well, look, like, we're just having fun. We don't have any stakes in whether or not anything that we say is what actually happens. Like, we're just along for the ride, and this is just what we're doing in the meantime.
You know what's great? Like, whenever like Ikuhara does the new thing, because at this point we've seen kind of all of the fallout from his career after Utana.
Yep.
It's hilarious because there's always this like, you know, group of Ikuhara fans that are just bonkers because Ikuhara exists, and there's always like a few new fans that are just into anime now, but now they've heard about this guy that everybody thinks is really popular, and there's this sense of, oh, this is your first Ikuhara anime?
Yeah.
Condolences! Like,
yep.
It is interesting
I'm
to me that this is going to be people's first Ikuhara.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, like, they don't know what's coming, so to them they're like, okay, that's where you get, oh, there's no way this is as bad as it sounds.
Yeah.
And the rest of us are just, like, 1,000-yard stare. Like... It's kind of fun to watch.
That's like the reactions
we're all
that
getting
hearing.
Fucked in different ways.
That's like the reactions that we're hearing from people who went to the pre-screening.
Yes. They're like, what the fuck?
Well, it's not even what the fuck. At one point, somebody, like, I saw a tweet thread from somebody who was actually there, and it got... Okay, I'm gonna quote this person, Danky Mouse, at Danky Mouse. You cannot fucking imagine what the removal of the shirikodama is like. Trust me, nobody is ready.
Yeah.
And then later on...
this is gonna be great!
Somebody said, or it's Kyato, the person that you asked for some translation, says, we really about to see fisting on live television, aren't we? And Danky Mouse replies, I'm gritting my teeth so hard they're gonna crack. It may or may not be even worse. I cannot confirm or deny.
Oh,
boy.
Yeah.
Well, if you're tearing something out, I guess you would use your hand to do that.
Yep.
I would not IRL recommend that you attempt to massage your prostate with a hand. That's probably for advanced gamers only.
Is that your opinion as a medical professional?
Yes, yes, it is. As a medical, I will be providing like the medical outlook and takes as we move forward on this definite butt stuff.
Well, we know it's going to be a fucking roller coaster, and I'm always down for a wild ride.
Yeah,
always.
Whatever is coming, I'm ready.
Yep.
I
actually tweeted that at
whatever
it
is. I know
when they were like, you can't even imagine. Nobody is ready for this. I actually tweeted that at them. I was like, I am ready in all caps.
You know why? You know why I'm ready? I actually have not attempted to imagine it at all.
Yeah.
All I know is whatever I'm about to see is going to be just
bonkers.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
I haven't tried to imagine it. This is the furthest I've imagined it, is like those tweets kind of imply that yes, he's gonna use his hand and he's gonna get it in your butt and pull your thingy out. that way.
Please
And like, you
do
know
not
what I'm thinking
attempt
of?
this
The
at home.
shots, you know the shots in Penguin Drum that are like in shadow where she like tears
it tears the heart out.
heart out?
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's going to be something like that.
Yeah, probably, but
played for comedy, because it seems to be played for comedy.
You know what? I'm not. I think it'll be more explicit-ish than that. I don't think it's going to get all the way into explicit territory, because that's gross.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be. It's not going to just be shadows.
No,
definitely not. If they're comparing it to the lily licking scene in Yuri Kuma
and saying it's worse,
yes, then it's definitely not going to be just
okay.
shadows.
So just a question for this is something that is a pin for later.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have seen enough of Yuri Kuma to know about that sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to be judging this one as more explicit because it's men and we are used to not
that's
having
that's an interesting
be sexualized to that same extent as women? Just like, you see naked women all the time on TV, you see naked, women lesing out all the time, but it's a much bigger deal for you to see dong.
Yes.
And I'm kind of wondering if we are going to apply a double standard to this and be like, oh, this is way worse than Yuri Kuma when it's not.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that we are not used to seeing men depicted that way.
Yeah.
So I'm curious whether that's going to be a thing.
That is a really interesting question.
That's a thing for later to judge.
Something we gotta keep an eye on.
What we're seeing. Because I am wondering if it's going to feel more explicit than it is. Because Utena does that.
Yeah, it does.
Like, there's plenty of sequences in Utena that feel way more explicit than they really are.
Well, like Toga and Akio rolling around.
Yeah. And, like, he's totally rubbing his nipples and stuff, and you're like, this is
dirty.
This is dirty, but if it were two chicks, you would not think it was as dirty.
Yeah.
Because
social
conditioning.
Desensitized to that, really.
So I'm curious whether, and that might even be like part of the theme of this, and I have a feeling it will, because Yuri Kuma was a comment on the consumption of Yuri. That's not a spoiler.
No, but just be careful.
That's not a spoiler. And I have a feeling this is going to some extent address the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
It's not a spoiler, but I had
like,
gotten that impression given that the key words that I've gotten to describe Yuri Kuma have included voyeurism.
Yes. It is a comment on the audience, and I have a feeling this is going to do the same thing, but about BL, like, consumption.
Sure.
So
that'll be interesting. That'll be really interesting. Yep. I'm actually not very familiar with that whole... You know what? Actually, personally, I noped right out of all of that. And stayed far away from it because it felt really gross.
I've never been a BL or yaoi person myself either.
Well, honestly,
I'm too selfish.
What?
I need to be in that.
She needs to be in the middle.
I need to be in the middle.
It's got to be a sandwich.
if
Otherwise,
it's just
she's
two
not
guys
interested.
and they're just into each other, then I'm not getting anything out of that. So it's kind of like, well, this sucks.
Well, for me, like, I'm okay with other people liking it and
yeah, I get like the appeal. I've just never been.
Yeah,
I honestly I noped out because I couldn't handle the people involved with it because they were all girls and they were all kind of taking on. And
you guys are noted misogynists, as we all know.
Yes, we are lesbian hating.
No. It's more like, I mean, girls consuming pictures of gay dudes for their own entertainment and pleasure just does not feel right to me. Like, for me personally, that's not something that I can get into.
It doesn't bother me as much, but I don't relate to.
Actually,
psychology.
Sen has offered to show me more of the stuff that's marketed towards gay guys to see if that's something that I would feel kind of better about.
Yeah.
And I kind of think I would, because it's not this weird voyeuristic thing where women are puppeting gay men and kind of like adopting their sexuality for their own. Yeah, like
with BL, there's like a big theme, and from what I understand, Yuri on Ice, like railed against this, and it was kind of a big deal for it. But from what I understand, that a big one of the conceits of BL is there's the semi and the uke, and the little one is clearly a self-insert for a woman.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes me uncomfortable.
Their butthole lubricates for some reason. They're drawn very tiny and feminine and things like that, and it's just so embarrassing because obviously they're supposed to be your self-insert as a female consumer of the content.
There has been some discourse online about the ethics of Fujoshi BL consumption.
But there's no character like that in the cast of Sarazanmai.
Of gay men. But yeah, Sarazanmai doesn't really seem to be
there's no pair for that
pattern.
Yeah. And that actually makes me really, really,
hopeful.
really, really, really glad.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking anybody for being Fujoshi or for liking that stuff, but me personally, I can't do it. So I don't know a heck of a lot about BL tropes or anything like that because like I said, noped out. This will be my first experience with a lot of that.
I think it's going to do the same thing Yurikuma did. It's got a lot to say about the industry and the demand around that content and the consumer that engages with it. Whether the points are going to be well made or not, we will see.
I mean,
that was my big.
He usually makes his points pretty well.
Yeah, but Ikuhara sometimes has trouble with lampshades.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes he's got an idea and he's got a comment he wants to make and he kind of fucks it up sometimes.
Yeah, okay, I think I know what you're thinking of. Yes and no, because we didn't see all of YK. And we've heard from others that gets more explored and in-depth. So.
Yeah.
So, I'm not willing to pin that on him quite that hard.
It is a pattern, I find.
It is a pattern, but it's something that actually might be solved by his focus on characters now.
Well, that's how he did it with Utena.
Yeah, and that's when it turned out the best.
This is Akio.
If he's being more character-focused now, then that's a problem that might be solved.
I'm kind of looking forward to that. This is a bad thing, but I kind of like it. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the trouble he has with it, is he'll comment on this being a problem and not a good thing, but then he'll engage with it so thoroughly that it's kind of hard to tell he's criticizing it. Yeah. Like Evangelion does that quite a bit.
Kill la Kill also has that problem.
Oh my god,
yeah.
Yes.
I haven't even watched Kill la Kill, and I know it does that.
I saw about half of it.
I have a lot of opinions about Kill la Kill.
But I'm guessing it continues to do that same thing.
You can air your opinions for our Patreon audience.
I mean,
what are your opinions on Kill la Kill?
I like Kill la Kill a lot, okay? I feel like it is far too long. I feel like it was very ambitious in what it was wanting to do, but it went into that sort of territory that we were talking about where, like, there is a line between satirizing the thing and being the thing.
Just doing the thing.
I feel like too often not Yurikuma, what the fuck am I saying? Probably Yurikuma too, although I haven't seen it. But,
probably
Kill la Kill too often went over into the line of being the thing it was attempting to satirize, and it's a shame because there is so much in it that I did like, that the stuff that I didn't like about it makes me more upset than probably if I had just not liked any of it at all.
Yeah.
That's definitely fair. And that's like the kind of thing that's making me a little bit ambivalent is Ikuhara does that so often for me.
Also in Kill la Kill, there's a subplot involving, much like in Utena, a subplot involving a family member sexually assaulting another member of their family, and didn't like that, but it's not as big of a thing in Kill la Kill as it is in Utena. Or at least it's not as, like,
we
throughout.
can't not. I mean, this was Gynax.
Yeah. But it was, like,
we can't not.
That was very upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Anime gonna anime.
I think I heard about
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
And it was really disappointing because I'll probably, even for some of the patrons, I'll cut some of this, but it was disappointing because it involves the villain character that I really liked as a villain character, and then it's like, oh, now I'm associating you with this thing that upsets me.
Yeah.
Sad. Just ruined it.
Sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as Sarazanmai goes, though, I'm a little more optimistic than you are. I think, Vanna. It's people change, people grow. The kinds of things that Ikuhara is saying about this are different from the kinds of things that he was saying about his other works, and so I'm hoping for a little bit more groundedness in the characters, and I kind of see that in the PVs. Like, I kind of see the characters as, honestly, they're more developed than in the first 3 episodes of that thing. So
I am very concerned that it's only 11 episodes. That's, like, historically that has not gone well for Ikuhara, in my opinion.
But we have only a sample size of 1.
Yeah.
So,
but sometimes his antics just work better on a longer scale.
That's
so
fair.
I'm curious, like,
That's
how
fair.
much ground are you going to be able to cover?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, like, I am a little hopeful in that this is a fairly small cast.
Yeah.
Like, your central characters, there's only 3. It's not this, like, clusterfuck of people that show up and...
Yeah, like, we have basically, what, 6 characters?
Yeah.
7 characters.
Yeah. And I have a feeling, like, Rei and Mabu are going to be more,
kind of like
archetypes or something like that, then they're going to be, like, fleshed out characters. I have a feeling their function is going to be something else.
Yeah.
Same for Sarah, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Keppi's clearly.
Keppi is clearly engaging with the plot, but I don't know if you can call him a
I don't know.
villain.
Yeah, not the villain.
I don't know about that.
He's Cube. I get some serious Cube
I also
vibes.
get the Cube vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
There's some make a contract with me energy.
Except in this case, he is forcibly making the contract.
Yes. Which is not an improvement. It's
No.
from bad to worse.
Mm-hmm. No, it is not.
Now, he went from Cube to Christian Grey.
Oh my god. Fuck
Don't like
off.
that.
Well, actually, no. Okay, no. I like this now.
Did you just pre-record yourself saying that?
Nope. No, I like this now because Keppi has butthole rocket. Can you imagine Christian Grey with a butthole rocket?
It could only improve 50 Shades.
Exactly.
Because anything would improve 50 Shades.
I'm happy with this now.
Hey, I have a question. Why do you guys like this?
We are broken human beings, truly. We are.
Oh, I would have to go into my life story to explain, and I'm not doing that.
We definitely don't have time for that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why I'm like this.
But seriously, can you imagine Christian Grey with a butthole rocket? That would be
Keppi
great.
has Dom jeans.
Oh my god! I might need to shoot that. I need to shoot that.
Alright. So that's the thing that's gonna happen.
But seriously, that's the impression I get from like they cast this like super sexy voice, and it's just very foreboding.
Well, but he's also a very comedy relief, and that's something. Isn't that something that Suave commented on? Was he's not used to being that comedic?
Yes,
or something. Yeah, I think I remember that from somewhere.
Yeah, because there's a lot of a lot of his behavior. Well, like that in one of the trailers, he's literally like rubbing his butt. And you can see his butthole, and he's like blushing, and it's like, ooh, like it's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's Akio rubbing his nipples on the car energy, except for comedy.
Except it's Choo Choo.
Except it's Choo Choo doing it. That's what that is. That's Choo Choo on the car rubbing his nipples.
God.
That's awful.
Which,
that's so awful.
That's Kepi.
We should see if one of our cursed friends will draw this for us.
Oh lord. I can't wait for all the fan art of, like, fusion stuff. Because, like, when Penguin Drum came out, there was all of these, like, Utena and Penguin Drum mashups. And when Yurikuma came out, there was, like, all of these mashups with all of these other... I can't wait to see how they're going to smash these dorks into this.
That's going to be interesting.
Big pile of lesbians.
I want to see an Akio Kepi fusion.
Somebody draw me Utena and Anthe as Kappa, please. It would be cute.
Oh, that would be cute.
That would
And
be
I
cute.
would like
That
it.
That would be
I
so
don't like
wholesome.
to make requests for free art of the audience, but I will make this one request. If someone wants to do that, it would be very cute and it would make me happy.
But you're also just asking to counter the fact that I just said an Akio Kepi fusion. I know that.
You know what?
I
you know
can't
what's,
hear
you know what's
suddenly,
great?
I don't know.
You know what's great? Nobody's gonna draw what you want, but someone is gonna draw Akio Kepi because I can get someone to draw anything involving Akio as long as it's dumb.
Yes.
Like I've got Akio and Kigurumi. I've got Akio as a planetarium mascot. I've got cursed Akio crying. I've got Ahegao Akio in an apron.
Wow, I hate it. Thanks.
Yeah. So somebody is absolutely going to draw Akio Kepi because there's only one kind of Akio art that can exist, and that is cursed art.
Yes, cursed Akio art is definitely a thing.
It already belongs in the dumpster, I guess. So people just kind of go hard.
Yep.
But I will pray for your Utena and Anthe Kepi.
That would really
Kappa.
be cute, and that would counter us
this cursed
somewhat
thing that's going to happen.
Yep.
Okay, do we have anything else we need to cover?
I think we covered most of it. I think we've got it. We're all the way out into speculating about fan art now, so I think we're
ready to dive into this fucking thing.
Give us the fucking show. Hey Nozomi, you cowards! I tweeted at you today. Give us the fucking show.
Who
Pick
is
the
going
fucking
to
show
license this hot mess? Let's see.
I did tweet at them today,
Yeah,
saying that we want Kappa buttholes.
I can't wait.
They didn't like my tweet, so I'm pretty sure that they're like, I don't think so.
If this goes the way Yurikuma did, Yurikuma had like a very fast turnover with its subtitles, but the subtitles were considered kind of shit. And then, like, a couple months later, somebody else did subtitles that were
a little bit better,
thorough and stuff like that. So that may very well happen here as well, because one thing Ikuhara does do is a lot of weird
a lot of weird
stuff.
puns.
If that happens, I think what we can do is we'll just do the episodes as they come out with whatever subs that we get access to, and then if it comes out later down the line that those subs are not as accurate or like better subs come out, we can just do more episodes.
Yeah, we can do a revisit episode.
Besides, I mean, if somebody does translate it as milking desire, that's just fun. I'm sorry.
You're not
That's
sorry.
my idea of fun anyway.
I absolutely want them to keep milking desire. I think that is going to be the best translation.
Yes, but you're obsessed with prostates.
I am. This show is obsessed with prostates. So
we have like some prostate obsession collision here between Vana and the show.
These are all characters that can't urinate anymore.
Oh
Their
God,
prostates are
what
the
is
size
wrong
of
with you?
Grapefruit.
Oh,
Look,
why did I marry
I'm
you?
a nurse.
Why did I marry you?
I don't know.
Oh. Panda?
Look, I died. I'm not here
This is going to be
anymore.
a great show. This is going to be an excellent experience. I'm not going to say excellent show, because it might not be.
But it's going to be
this is going to be an experience.
A roller coaster ride.
We're gonna have a good, fun time talking about anime with our friends.
That's right.
Exactly.
And you can listen to us cry and scream and
groan,
get owned every time we make some sort of like take that turns out to be wrong.
Yep.
It's you know what? This is a kink relationship. Being an if you are an Ikuhara
this is hurt
fan,
comfort. This is hurt comfort. Is
yeah,
what
it is. Ikuhara is hurt comfort.
That's what being an Ikuhara fan is just straight up hurt comfort.
Yeah. He should just come with the content warnings.
Yes.
Someone has to be siblings having sex.
No, there are no siblings. There aren't any.
There's that Whoopi guy and his little brother or sister, maybe.
No.
I'm not sure.
No.
Or Rei and Mabu are siblings. Come
No.
on. This is Ikuhara we're talking about. Where are the siblings? That I 100% that will be there.
Nope. I'm saying no.
That will be there.
I'm saying no. It's not going to be there. It's not going to be there.
Okay, I think...
All right, we're done.
To
We're
wrap
done.
this up,
We're done.
okay, I think we should, each of us, make a prediction of how we think... it can be anything. It doesn't have to be for the first episode. It can be for, like, the whole series or whatever. But I think that we should end each episode with some sort of prediction.
Oh, God. Oh, how can you do that, though?
I think that you guys have already posited one prediction, which is that there's going to be siblings having sex.
Well, that's her. That's not me. I'm predicting that's not happening.
Gio, that can be yours. Yasha, you still have to come up with one. Because yours can't just be hers isn't going to happen. That's not how this works.
Okay.
That's cheating.
God, why you gotta do this to me? Okay, so my prediction is that that Kepi is not going to be a villain.
Okay.
I'm gonna predict that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he's a villain.
Okay.
I really
My
don't.
prediction is that I think that... Okay, so the main three boys turn into Kappa. I think that the cops turn into otters. And that's how the otters come in.
Ooh.
That's my hot prediction.
I like it.
I don't know
like
if I
it.
necessarily
Spice
believe
it.
it, but that's my hot prediction right now. Because I want to know how the otters factor in.
That is true. Honestly, like, having a take that you have absolutely no commitment to, and you're just blowing stuff out your ass, is the most Ikuhara fan
Let me
thing.
change my prediction then, because if we're just going with, like, baseless,
We
groundless
can.
shit...
We don't have to. You
That's what I did!
You can make a real prediction, like...
Yes, you can actually attempt to see what's going on, but I'm going with siblings.
You're going with siblings, you're going with otter cops, and I'm gonna go with then...
Oh, hey, there's that guy that's a mafia brother. Yeah.
Shut up! No! That's not gonna happen! No, I'm gonna go with, the machine is supposed to be grinding up the cop's desire. There we go.
What?
Okay.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, there you go. The machine.
No, look,
Even if she's right, this will make no more sense
understand
anyway.
the parts of that sentence individually.
Just in aggregate, it's
I
more
understand
shit.
the machine you're referring to, and I understand the grinding that it does. It's the desire where you lose me.
You know what though? I think that could be a thing.
Okay.
It's kind of baseless, but I think also that's kind of the way Ikuhara works. Is throwing this really weird shit at you. So,
you know what? I'm actually going to add a prediction. I'm predicting that there isn't actually going to be an explicit villain.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
like
a good
not
series.
there's not going to be a villain in the sense of like
zombie
Akio
guys.
or Sanetoshi.
There's whoever Kepi is working against.
Yeah,
because they created the bio arms zombies. So
there's going to be an adversary, but not a villain.
Okay, that's fair.
That's I'm predicting that.
All right.
So
okay,
I guess
you can find us.
Yeah, that I guess that does us for that. If you would like to follow us on Twitter, you can do that at UtanaCast, because that is the handle for my Utana podcast, and I'm not making a special one for this limited series.
Kappa Butthole Watch.
for this Kappa Butthole watch. So you can find any information about the show at UtanaCast. If you would like to follow me, you can do that at Impantanata. If you would like to look at other things that I do in the realm of podcasting, you can listen to The Fresh Podcast Market, a real podcast about fake podcasts that I do with my friend Teresa, or you can check out Modica Magicast, a Puella Magi Modica Magica podcast that I edit, and that Yasha and Gio are also on.
Yes!
Where can people find you guys online?
Everything we do pretty much is at ohtori.nu, and if we are involved with podcasts or whatever, we advertise them frequently on our Twitter, which is at ohtori_nu. But you don't want to do that, because you're going to get prostates the size of grapefruits from us.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is gonna be 90% shit posts whenever I discuss Sarazanmai.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to start in with the Ikuni More account.
Oh, yeah.
So,
also, Ikuni More.
On Twitter, you can follow Ikuni_more for actual, real hot takes from Ikuhara.
Yep.
Done in the style of J.K. Rowling fucking herself over.
So, should you want to see Ikuni
I will
do
probably be doing some Sarazanmai content
boy.
on there if anyone wants to check it out.
It'll be great. It'll be great.
And as I mentioned, you guys are on Modica Magicast.
Yep. That is at MADOKAMAGICAST.
Yes.
We are watching the show for the first time, and I am turning it into a competition between me and the author to see whether I can figure him out or whether he can surprise me. So, literally, that's what I'm doing.
Homura is like, she just radiates Spock has a beard energy at this point. Like, she knows this is like a Mirror Universe episode or something, or she knows something. Like,
yeah. No, I know.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, that's
wrong
Magicast,
podcast,
so.
guys.
Yep.
I am watching more anime from these fucking podcasts
than we have watched in years.
Yeah.
Literally.
How did I end up back into anime?
This was my secret
I don't even
plan
like
all
anime.
along.
This was your plan
To get
all
you guys
along.
back into
Yep.
modern anime. Somehow.
Rip us.
Somehow.
Rip us.
Well,
Okay.
you managed it. Your secret plan has been a success. So, congratulations, Panda. You're an evil mastermind now.
Thank you. How are we gonna end these episodes?
Why don't we just say bye?
Yakety sax.
What is there, like, I guess we could just say that we are Sarazanmai.
Yeah, revolutionize the Sarazanmai.
No revolutionizing. This
Wrong
is the wrong
podcast.
podcast.
Thank you, everyone. We have been Sarazanmai.
There we go. Yes, let's try and do it all three of us at
Oh.
the same time.
What?
Yeah, no.
No!
Thank you,
I'll
everyone.
say we have been, and then we can all say Sarazanmai.
Say Sarazanmai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
So.
We have been Sarazanmai.
Sarazanmai. Do you want to
Yes.
do that again?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. We have been
Sarazanmai. God. Yes, that is apparently the thing. Like, you have
Yep.
to say it.
You have to
so.
say it. Oh, okay.
And there's 3 of us. So we have
Yeah, there's 3
Yeah.
of us.
fantastic butthole energy. We've got this.
I'm definitely Toy. I'm definitely
Fuck you,
Toy.
I'm Toy's big brother, because I like him. Whatever's going on there, I like that.
Oh my god, you just inserted the siblings thing, didn't you? Because we're married.
That's the siblings. That's the siblings. We're siblings.
We're
just like family, aren't we?
No.
I really want you to think of me as family.
I do, because
I really want us to be friends like that.